name is Larry Hopkins. I bring you greetings from Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. I hail to you, I'm a citizen, I'm a resident of Orlando, Florida, born and raised in Lake Man, moved to Eatonville as a child, and I reside in Northwest Orange County. I stand before you this afternoon to speak passionately about Amendment 4. I am one of the persons that fought hard in my life to get my rights restored. The Florida system of restoring voter rights to people who have committed a crime is riddled with discrimination and bias, including bias in favor of a political party. And to me, it violates my constitutional rights. My personal testimony this afternoon about my rights is when I left Florida A&M University, I'm gonna try to cut across, came back here, ended up introduced to crack cocaine. You know, I happened one night at the Rainbow. Some of y'all may not know about the Rainbow. I know the mayor does. We're calling the mayor right now. We speak that. I got arrested for selling undercover officers some soap, some Ivory soap. And 2 hours later, those same cops came back, Sheriff, I call you Sheriff too. And they asked me, they said, do you have any more of that stuff that you sold us? And they were smacking their lips. And of course, I was green. I had no business out there. And I said, man, that stuff was that good? And you know, y'all officers know I had to be green. And I said, yeah. So I stuck my hand in the car with that Ivory soap. And when I stuck my hand in that Orange County Sheriff, I believe it was Michael Dobie, who I went to college with, put handcuffs on me, which started me into the judicial system. It's where I lost my rights at. And after going through the system before the Honorable Ron Powell and the Honorable Judge Hauser, and when like the prodigal son in my life, when I came to myself and I knew that that's not what I wanted to do. So I started the process of working to get my rights back through at least 3 governors, Childs, Buddy McKay, and Jeb Bush. You know, I went through the whole process of, I love our government, the local and the state and national. I do not agree with that foolishness that's going on at 1600 right now. That's just my personal feelings. And I went through the process, and after years of paperwork and being denied, and I would have thought that the governors, the Democratic governors, would be more accessible to having us to get our rights back. There are 1.4 to 1.7 million individuals in Florida who is being disenfranchised by not being able to vote. I want to thank Desmond Meade and that organization for the second chance of Florida, but with my life, I thank God for not just a second chance, man, because I had a lot of second chances. God gave me another chance. I fought, I called the governor's office, I ran into Bill McCullum, who was against it. I don't know what administration he was on, but I ran into him in Dulles with my wife one day, and I walked up to him in Dulles, and I said, what do you have, what are you against? Why are you against individuals who have done what the court system in the state of Florida required? It kind of shocked him, but you know, you got a brother walking up into you on you in Dulles, but I was respectful now, don't get me wrong, I was respectful. So I kept fighting for it, and I would not take no for an answer, because in my heart, I really wanted to be able to voice my opinion. My mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my great-grandfather, and some of their graders lost their lives for us, not just black folk, but for us to be able to vote. And I promised my mom before she died that I would get my rights back. And if I tell you, I fought and I fought and I didn't care. The lawyer told me it would cost me about $4,000 or $5,000. Man, I ain't got that kind of money, but I know how to read and I'm very persistent. Jeb Bush in 2003, him in that cabinet that the legislature set up, the governor and his cabinet are over the clemency board. I believe that it is a political game that they play, the Democrats and Republicans. I was talking to Aubrey, he was telling me where Scott is below everybody out of all of the governors. But again, Jeb Bush signed mine, and I ran into him one day, and I thanked them for it because they had not have fought him to the end. As a result, I don't know if everybody is here for Amendment 4, but passionately I am, and I work it everywhere I am. If you don't vote, you don't have nothing to complain about. Amen. If you don't, that's why I can walk by the sheriff, and I can walk by the mayor, because I'm voting for them. And if I want to voice an opinion and I don't like what they're doing, the next go round, I will vote against them.